Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you my Steelbooks. Well, granted it's not a particularly big collection of Steelbooks, I just thought it'd be fun to show you guys. Now, before you jump to any conclusions, no, that's not why my username is what it is. It's completely unrelated. So if you've got the anticipation that I've got like this insane collection of Steelbooks or steel cases, that's definitely not the case here. Let's kick off with the only PC game that I own. Actually, that's a lie. I own 2 PC games, but this comes in what I think people refer to as a steel case rather than a steelbook, but that's neither here nor there. That is the Grey Matter Collector's Edition. Admittedly, I only bought this for the soundtrack. I played the game on the Xbox 360 many moons ago, and it's a point and click game. I really enjoy it. But let's talk about the Steelbook first and foremost. It's quite simple, really. I mean, I don't know much about PC game packaging, but to me this is like standard packaging. They've just printed it onto a metallic cover, so you've got your nice artwork on the front, and then on the back you've got like the blurby bit with all the information and all the copyright information, all that kind of thing. But it's nice. I mean, I wouldn't be objective to most games looking like this if more of them were printed like this. And just in case you're wondering, that's the inside. It comes with a poster, it comes with some postcards, it comes with a soundtrack, it comes with some playing cards. I'll talk more about this game another time, but all in all, it's one of my favourite games. Seriously, check it out if you haven't already. Next, moving on to the only Steelbook that I have for a Nintendo game of... No, that's a lie. For a Nintendo 3DS game. It's the only 3DS Steelbook I have, and that is Pokemon Moon. I must admit, I don't think much of it. I think they could have done more if they wanted, but I do like that it's kind of got shiny. I'm assuming that's something to do with the fact that maybe it's a shiny card. I don't know. I really don't know enough about Pokemon to talk about it, but yeah, for what it is, it's okay. I like the fact that the map's on the inside, or at least part of it, you know. But yeah, like I say, not my favourite, but I have it all the same. So moving on to the other Nintendo, this is the only other Nintendo Steelbook thing that I have, and it's for a Wii U game, strangely enough. You know, that console that no one seems to give a shit about anymore. And this is so bizarre, I can't believe I bought this. This is the Project Zero or Fatal Frame, I prefer Fatal Frame, but there you go, Maiden of Blackwater limited edition box set thing, and it came with a steelbook, and I think it's a really good steelbook. It's so cool. I mean, it's so eerie, and the poster that came with it is this, I think. But I really like the artwork. Oh wow, I never noticed that that bit's like embossed. So I've got a thing for embossing, as you probably know already. But how cool is that? So one of the reasons I'm actually taking you through all of this is because there might be some Steelbooks here that you Steelbook nuts and collectors don't realise exist. That sounds silly, but some things just fly under the radar. So I thought I'd show some of the things that I think might be missing from some of your collections. Right, let's move on to anime. I have 2 anime Steelbooks. First one is a movie that not many people knew came out, and I think even less know that it is available in a steelbook, and that is Bayonetta Bloody Fate. It's basically a movie version of the first game, so for anyone who never got around to playing the first game, this more or less sums up the entire story of the game. And for the record, this rule applies to every single steelbook going. Can't we have it all in this packaging? How not? It comes in like a little sleeve, but it actually sits in the sleeve properly when you want to put it back on the shelf. Not like these ones where they just tape it to the back and then it gets ruined because it gets mushed and crumbled. Okay, so to all like DVD and Blu Ray manufacturers out there, can you at least consider doing this more often, please? Thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry about all this glare. So I really like the artwork for this one. It's really cool. You've got Bayonetta just like solo dancing in the moon, flying to the moon, whatever it is she wants to do. And then on the front you've got like all the characters that you would expect to see. So you've got Cereza, you've got Jean, Jean, whatever, and that really annoying bloke, forget his name, the reporter dude, and that twat, I forget his name too, but he's a twat. But yeah, so for anyone who didn't know that that movie is a thing, it's a thing, and for those of you who didn't know it's available in a very nice steelbook, it is. The second anime that I have is one of my all-time favourites, and I think lately it's gotten a lot more like attention for various reasons. It's on Netflix and things like that now, and that is Elfen Lied. Oh wow, how cool is that? Now this is what I'm talking about. This is just really, I hate this. It's got like little sticky tabs. I'm pretty sure I've brought this up in a previous video. I friggin' hate it because you've got to peel it off, you've got to undo it, and if you lose the sticky tabs, what I've actually done is I think I've closed the sticky tab inside the case. So let's just get rid of that for a second. Steel case itself, steel book, whatever. So you've got a few characters on the back here. For anyone who hasn't seen it, I won't bother like explaining who they are. So all these characters here on the back are human. These three on the front are Diclonius. That's no real spoiler, but all this like weird paint artwork you see here is very significant. It's from the opening credits. I really like the colour contrast as well, like this bright red against this gold. I mean, that's cool, right? But yeah, if you haven't checked out Elfen Lied, I highly recommend that too. I should mention, yeah, that's the point. Yeah, these two were Blu Rays, by the way. They're not DVDs. The size of them probably gives that away, but they are Blu Ray. Next up, let's go for the steelbooks that serve no purpose. These are steelbooks that came free with full purchases. So I've shown this one off on my channel before, so some of you who have been here for a long time will recognise this. And I don't even know why I keep this taint in my house, but it is Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. Ugh, this game is so fucking dreadful. But I must admit, I really like the artwork. So this is a matte one, this isn't shiny, this is probably easy to scratch as well. But you've got like a tomb, you've got Gabriel, or Dracula, spoiler alert, they made him Dracula for some reason. And the logo artwork, and as you can see, it just holds no purpose. I think I still have the PS3 copy, but I don't see the point in keeping the disc in here. There's just no point. Pointless steel case number 2 is Dead Island Riptide. Now again, this is a cool artwork. I like it. It came free. This one has got more shine to it, so like they've made the zombie shiny and the rest of the background matte. Embossed logo again. I really wish they'd hurry up with Dead Island 2 because, you know, it's been a while. But yeah, that's a cool one. And Pointless Steelbook number 3. Again, I don't really know why I've kept this because I hate this game with a passion, and that is Final Fantasy 13-2. I think I've kept it because it comes with some bits and pieces. Anyway, yeah, so I think that's why I've kept it, in the hopes that I'll read it one day and understand a bit more. But anyway, going back to the actual steelbook itself, you know, you've got boring ass Lightning. I don't know why the Japanese are so obsessed with her. I think she has a face of a wet weekend, and you can just tell she's got like an attitude problem. But I do like the way that it's presented, if that makes sense. I like the black backdrop. I like the logo over the top. And that's all I eat, I guess. But yeah, I think if they made more steelbooks like this for Final Fantasy, I'd definitely get them. And it came with a little sleeve as well. So, alright, granted it's not as nice as the Bayonetta sleeve, but at least this way I can fold it and keep it inside like this. Right, so that's Pointless ones out of the way with. Let's move on to movies. So, I've only got a few, don't worry, bear with me. So I will show off the I'll try and show them off simultaneously, and that is Kick-Ass 1 and 2. As you can see, the steelbooks vary very differently, but because I bought this one on steelbook, when the second one came out, I was like, oh, of course I've got to get the second one on steelbook. And they differ quite a bit. So this one doesn't have any of the plastic or cardboardy bollocks. It's got all the information printed on the back, just like the grey matter one that I was talking about a minute ago. So it's okay. Trouble is, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but this is actually, it's quite grainy. It's not in great focus, so it's still readable and legible, but the image quality isn't brilliant. But I like it. Again, not objected to this at all. And then Kick-Ass 2 is a little bit more graphic, like as in artsy fartsy. You have all your characters there, and it's a shiny finish, not a matte finish, unlike the last one. There we go. I'm trying not to show. There we go. The only trouble is, it came with this piece of bollocks, and what's worse, it didn't come with the sticky tabs. So I have this cardboard bit that's just meant to what? Sit there on its own. All they had to do was put cardboard there and there, and we wouldn't be having this debate. Yeah. So 2 films that I enjoyed very much, by the way. Like I think that's half the reason I've kept them is because I like the films. I just wish, I know a third one is basically never going to happen now, but I just wish that they had got on that sooner. Right, next movie. Now this is a very much love-hate movie for a lot of people out there. I love it. I really like this film. Don't judge me. And it is the Evil Dead remake. You know, say what you like about it. I liked it for what it was. The Steelbook, on the other hand, I mean, I like it. It's okay. I don't love the contrast of primary colours, like yellow and red together. It reminds me of football kits, you know. I don't like it all that much. And to make it worse, I left this on a coffee table, and there was cigarette ash on the coffee table. So when I picked it up, the smallest bit of cigarette ash scratched it. How ridiculous is that? I don't even know if you can see it. You might be able to see it. I love that scene though. Sorry, I just realised that that's like from the ending, so if you haven't seen it, I'm sorry, but that is just such a crazy scene. If you watch the behind the scenes for this, by the way, you get to see how they made that ending scene, and I just have so much respect for Jane Levy now, because it was just crazy. Like, she had blood in her eyes and everything, and she was just like dripping, like she just walked straight into the shower like, I don't even care anymore. Anyway, I detract a bit. This is another one that's come with a shitty piece of cardboard, so fuck you, whoever decided that was a good idea. This is actually the DVD and Blu Ray combi. I didn't even know that. Next movie, I don't even know why I've kept this as long as I have. I think it's because I still have some of the others. Actually, yes, most of the others. I really like the first 2 movies from this franchise, but that's my opinion. Don't hate me. It's Resident Evil Afterlife. And I think I was convinced that it was going to be better. Like, I hated Extinction so much, and I thought, oh, surely it can't get worse than Extinction. It must be better than Extinction, because we didn't go to the cinema to see this, so I bought it, took it home, we had a Domino's, and I was just like, what? But yeah, the Steelbook itself is really nice. Like, I really, like, you can understand why people would assume this is a good movie from the Steelbookiness alone. And is this another one with a stupid piece of cardboard? Yes, of course it is. Now, on to a selection of films. I do not have the first film in this universe. My brother has it, funny enough. He has the Steelbook. The DC Extended Universe bollocks. Again, this is another one where it's actually stuck down with sticky tabs. Here. So I'm not sure if I'm loving the sticky tab solution, but at least it's kept it intact. I've just realised I've not opened this before, that's why. I have been meaning to sit down and watch the extended cut of this for ages, and I haven't. I haven't opened this. Right, give me a second. So I take it back, the sticky pad idea was bullshit. So, there we go. It's not even cardboard, it's paper. It's literally glossy paper. Right. Ooh! Okay, and I'm not loving this, to be honest. Why are they up, like, why? Why couldn't they face the same way up? That makes no sense to me. So if you want to display it, for any reason, for those of you who, you know, really like these films, I mean, I like it, I don't love it, but that's just stupid. Okay, so I've got a 3D Blu-ray copy, I've got a Blu-ray copy, oh no. Ah, so that's the standard. Okay, so the 3D Blu-ray isn't the extended version, it's the standard theatrical version. This is the standard theatrical version, and this is the Ultimate Edition, which I assume is the extended version. I blooming well hope so, because that's the only reason I bought the piece of trash. sorry about that brief interruption. So where did we leave off? I believe we left off with one of the DC movies. So let's crack on with that one. This is the next day, by the way. I didn't like film this straight away, so that's why I probably like look different, just to clarify. Anyway, next film is Wonder Woman. I saw this one at the cinema and I really liked it. I really liked it, actually. It's quite a shame that it's thrown into this expanded universe, because as a standalone film it's great. This has got the sticky tab nonsense again. I'm not loving the sticky tabs. I think I've already expressed my dislike for that enough. Anyway, the steelbook itself is okay, I must admit. I think it's a little bit, you know, it's yeah. I much prefer artwork, like illustrations or that sort of thing, or at least some sort of abstract image. These are just stills and they're okay, they're just not my cup of tea. But all in all, it still looks good in terms of the quality is nice. But like I said earlier about primary colours, not loving the combination of blue, red and yellow at all. And I think this is a Blu Ray 3D combi again, yeah. I don't think this movie had an extended version, did it? So yeah, it's just the theatrical release as far as I can tell. And last one, I've not got Justice League, so this is the last one. And of course you probably all know what it is by this point. Suicide Squad. The steelbook quite accurately represents the film. It's just a cluster. I didn't love the film. I must admit, I came out of the cinema feeling really underwhelmed. But this is the extended cut, which I have not actually sat down and watched. So I'm hoping that the extended cut elaborates on some character development or something. I don't know. But it definitely felt a bit bleh to me. But this is another one with like loads of discs in it. So it's got a theatrical cut on Blu Ray 3D, the extended cut on Blu Ray, and the theatrical cut on Blu Ray. So it's only the theatrical version on the 3D, which, you know, is fine because I don't really do the whole 3D thing anyway. Oh yeah, I'm not loving this on the back. I know this was what's his face, Diablos, El Diablo, I don't know what his name was now, I can't remember. But I don't love this. I mean, oh gosh, I just feel like there's way too much going on here. I don't love it. But technically this does call to my preferences in terms of what I said a moment ago about like the graphics and the abstractness. This does appeal more to my artistic preference, but I just don't love the amount of colour. Like, there's way too much colour. I'm very fussy in that respect. Okay, we get to finally move on to some games now. A lot of these you may have seen before on my channel if you've watched any of my unboxings, so I will skim through some of them. I have the Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 10, however they decided to go with it. This is the standard version of the game. This is at the XL, and I like it. It's okay. I think someone corrected me and said this is considered a steel case, not a steel book. I don't really see what the difference is, but there you go. Okay, let's move on to... Oh, I've put these all in the wrong order. How silly of me. Let's move on to another one I've unboxed before. You may or may not have seen. One of my favourite steelbooks, one of my favourite games is Castlevania Lords of Shadow. So I've already expressed my dislike for 2. I really don't like 2. I don't know anyone who does. But I do like Lords of Shadow, and I know there are some people out there who kind of feel it's a bit of a hit or miss. Oh no, it did come on a code. That's a bummer. I must have already claimed that then, obviously, because I have played them. Alright, I take it all back. It's on a code. It's just on the back of the pamphlet for some reason. Usually they come on a separate piece of paper, right? The code's actually on the back of the pamphlet. So that's a bit of a bummer. That does suck. But even still, if you can find this brand new, which I much doubt you can, but if you can find it brand new sealed with a new code inside, then you're getting a steal, assuming you get it from under like £30 or under £20. But the steelbook itself I really love. I've talked about it in the past how much I love it. Let's just try and actually show it off so you can see how nice it is. Another one you've seen on the channel before, well, you may or may not have actually, but I'm going to skim through this one real quick, and that is Bloodborne. This is a really nice steelbook as well. Again, this is much more to my artistic style again. So even though there's a lack of colour, there's not a great deal of colour in Bloodborne, in case you didn't get the memo. But this use of the grey tones and the blue tones I think is great. yeah, again, one of my favourite Steelbooks, one of my favourite games. The only reason I've kept hold of this is because it came with an art book too, and if I ever do decide to go ahead with getting some sort of tattoo, I want some references to take to the artist rather than pixelated like Google images. So yeah, that's pretty much the reason I've kept this. I've platinumed it and I don't really need it anymore, but it's got a special place in my heart. So there you go. Okay, some other ones. Another one you have seen, so really quickly skim through it. Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD collection. This is the PS4 version, not the PS3. And again, love it. Very similar in how Bloodborne has just stuck to a small colour palette. I prefer this version of Yuna to the Summoner Yuna, but again, there's not too much going on. It's still mostly blues and greys and a few browns too. But for the most part, yes, anything Amano I usually love. Okay, another one you've seen before, so I'm sorry, I will try and go through this as fast as possible. Ooh, there's 2 things in here. That is the Final Fantasy Type 0 Steelbook. This is by far one of the best I've ever seen. Not just because it's Amano, but just, I mean, look at that. Gold, it's like an ombre gold, so it's a very light colour here, and then it like fades into a darker orangey sort of gold. You've got the artwork that is matte, so this is all shiny, that's all matte. I mean, that's great, I love it. Beautiful. And this is the one that came with a soundtrack as well, so the game I've got somewhere else apparently, but it came with a soundtrack too, and the soundtrack's on a separate bit of paper, which is quite handy. Okay, one I don't think you've seen before, so I can take my time with this one. I do not like this Steelbook. I've said it. I do not love it. And again, it's the colours. There are some colours in here that I don't think are necessary. So this is the Final Fantasy 15 Deluxe Edition Steelbook, because they came out with a few versions, right? This is the one for the deluxe version, and this is all that I got. It didn't come in a fancy box. It came in this sleeve, but it didn't come like with anything else. It has the movie as well as the main game behind here somewhere. But I don't know. I don't like the use of the pinks in this. I think if there had been like no pink at all in this, I don't know if I can get closer without it getting out of focus. I mean, the trouble is, Amano artwork is supposed to tell a story. It's supposed to signify an important moment within the game. And to this moment, I'm still struggling to work out what the flip is happening in this. You know, I appreciate that maybe these are meant to be kings of yore or something, or maybe if Noctis had a king's armour, that would be it. But of course we never see that. And Luna's wearing pink. I mean, I wish she wore pink. I was getting sick to death of her wearing nothing but white. In every single scene she wore white. Even so, like, ugh. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. Sorry, I rambled on way too much there for something I don't like. Now, I don't love this one too much either, but this isn't Amano. I forget the artwork name, the artist's name. So I'm okay with not liking it. And that is this is the Collector's Edition Steelbook for Final Fantasy XII. Collector's Edition, because they did a different Steelbook, the Limited Edition. Like, why? Why couldn't they be the same Steelbook? Because the Limited Edition Steelbook looks way nicer. See, I'm not digging this at all. I like this. This is cool. I don't mind it, but this is a hot mess. Not my cup of tea, if I'm honest. Yeah. And this one also came with a soundtrack, so there's a soundtrack inside of there too. Yeah, so the Collector's Edition is the one that came with all the judge busts. I've got that knocking about here somewhere. Right, here's a game I'm yet to play, but I got it on good authority that these are brilliant games. So I believe that that is the case. And the reason I haven't actually played this game is I was waiting for a patch to improve the English translations, which have now come through. So I might get around to this. Anyway, it's Ys 8. I was so pleasantly surprised by this Steelbook. It's just, ooh, it's so nice. I mean, this is it. I mean, it's simple. I mean, I like chaos, but I like simple as well when it's done right. And that is nice. That is really nice. Very happy. I'm really looking forward to getting my teeth into this game. I'm just knees deep in so many games I haven't played. I don't know where to start. I've got 3 Tales games here. So one of them you've seen before, and it's Tales of Xillia 2. So gutted that this is the day 1 edition. For some reason they didn't do a steelbook for the day 1 edition of the first Xillia game, which is a bit of a bummer, so there's no consistency. But I do like this. This is nice. I mean, yeah. See, nice use of colour. I like it. Got all your characters, more embossing. Oh, I do love me some embossing. And, ooh, doorbell! Ooh. Oh, oof. Something to unbox for you later. Where was I? Oh, yes. I was gushing over this. Oh, gosh, more stuff fell out. Yeah, I likes me some Tales games. This one came with a soundtrack as well. Just FYI. On to some steelbooks I don't love so much. Like I say, these are both Tales. These are both from the collector's editions. So the first one, I'm not even sure which one's which. Okay, this one is the steelbook for Zestiria. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's alright if you're into the whole otaku kind of cutesy, weird, chibi shit, but this doesn't sing to me. I'm sorry, this is just like, okay. But this came with the game. I see, now, I forgot to mention about, I appreciate the fact that the game came in the steelbook. None of this additional optional steelbook nonsense. It came in the steelbook. And this is the one for Berseria. And there you go. I mean, I prefer this one because it's bien. There's a lot less like random colour, so it's okay, but it's just him. Like, why is it just him? Where, I don't know. And this came with the soundtrack, so I think there's a separate case for the game, as you can tell, because there's only one slot for a disc in here. But I'm not opposed to it. The steelbook serves a purpose. It's a case for the soundtrack, and I'm happy with that. But like I say, not overly crazy about that particular 2 from the collection. Okay, now last, by no means least, NIER AUTOMATA. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced automata in the game, but there's still dispute over it. This is the limited edition. This was actually my Valentine's Day gift last year. It was a belated Valentine's gift. There we go. And I love the front of this steelbook. I mean, the backs, like, they contrast a bit too much. But, I mean, that is to die for. And it's quite I think it's quite a notable piece of artwork. It's the artwork that a lot of people have seen. It's been used for promotional stuff. You see it on posters and all that kind of thing. But it's great. And this game for me is just friggin' amazing. And I'm not just saying that because I'm jumping on the bandwagon. I played the first NIER game. Granted, I never played the Drakengard games, but from what I can tell, they are nothing alike. They just share a universe. And the original NIER was just mind-blowing for me. I don't even think I got all the endings. I was so blown away by that game, I didn't even scratch the surface from it. I just kind of finished the first playthrough and thought, whoa. So when they announced this one at, what was it, E3 2015? I think they announced this the same year they announced the Final Fantasy VII remake, and to be honest with you, I was like, Final Fantasy can suck it. This is where it's at for me. And so when the hype for it started to build up, I was like, yes, yes! But yeah, a pretty cool steelbook. Again, I've only kept hold of it for the sheer fact that I like the game so much. Nothing to do with the fact that I need it. I could easily get rid of it if I wanted or lend it to somebody, but it's just too important to me. Right, I think that's everything. I'm pretty sure that is all of my steelbooks in their entirety. So thank you for listening to me waffle on endlessly about various things and showing you off things that I probably don't need in my life. But I just wanted to get back into the swing of things, and I figured doing a little video like this would be the easiest way to do that. So thanks again, and stay tuned because I have got a few more things planned. If you hit the notification thingy, that should tell you, because let's face it, I'm not a frequent uploader. I probably won't come up in your subscription feed unless you like banter YouTube to put me in there. I don't know. So yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you all very soon. Ta-ra!